Hello, it is 7:30 on March 7th, 2020, and quite a storm offshore, quite a monster storm. Very remarkable to see this huge storm pull away, and it could have been a huge storm for us. And we're very fortunate that it didn't hit us because this thing looks almost like a hurricane, and the winds around the center of this thing. I mean, this looks like a hurricane, doesn't it? So this is the high resolution satellite image here. Let's take a look at another. Look at that. That's an even clearer one. Look at that. This thing looks like a freaking hurricane. Look at that. Look, it has an eye. See the eye? You see the eye? This is the coastal storm. This thing actually has an eye to it. This is a hurricane. This has got some tropical characteristics. I don't care what you say, but it's got some tropical characteristics. What a storm. I wonder if it'll make its way over to Europe, that's for sure. Wow. So, incredible. Now, as far as the weather today goes, we had windy, it was chilly, and we were battling some clouds in the morning. Now, this was the image from the morning. You could see a lot of cloud cover, mostly high cloud cover over Long Island, and some lower cloud cover and high cloud cover over New Jersey. As we move things on, it finally did clear out in the by the early afternoon. It finally cleared out around, I would say, 1 o'clock, and then we had some clear skies over the western part of Long Island and New Jersey. But the east end, the clouds didn't really clear out until much later on. And actually, it really moved very slowly, as you'll see. So again, just one more look at this. I mean, this is not normal, folks. This thing is. Look at that. That's got an eye. It's got an eye to it. Look at how big the storm is. Look at this. Look at how big this thing is. Look at that. That is incredible. So this will probably wind up making its way over to Europe, I'm sure. And they could have another really big storm over there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Here's another satellite image here from today. Now, it did clear out. Luckily, I was able to get to the Pine Barrens, and I'll have a video for you later of that. Not too far out east, but around Pine Lawn. We were able around Pine Lawn. It wasn't actually in Pine Lawn, so you'll have to stay tuned for that video. But you can see the cirrus. Literally, we were fighting that. It was just taking forever to clear out. We'll just look at this again. Look at it. It just took forever. I'll let it run one more time so you can see how slow this thing. The storm was moving, but it was such a huge storm, and it was exploding so badly that the cirrus, the clouds are getting thrown back to the west, which is unusual, to say the least. You don't usually see that. You see that with hurricanes sometimes, you know. But, yeah, very unusual. I want to see if there are any other areas here where we can actually get satellite imagery here. So I can actually see a loop of the storm. That would be really nice. Let's see if there's U.S. Atlantic coast. Let's see if this one would show the storm. Yes, this one shows the storm. All right, so we're going to have to go back a little bit because now it's moved away. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Look at it. Looks like a hurricane. Looks like a hurricane. Yeah, unbelievable. Here you go. Look at it. Look at it rotating there. Looks like a hurricane. This looks like a hurricane. I wish there was another one here. Atlantic coast, but I'd like to see the whole ocean. Conus, this full disk. All right. Oh. Storms. Well, maybe there's a floater for it. Let's see. No, I don't have that. I was hoping you could see it right there. Let me move this back here. You know, let's slow that down a little bit. Look, keep an eye. There's the storm right there, moving off. That's incredible. I wish we could go back, pick a different time set for these. I don't know how to do that. Oh well, there's U.S. Atlantic coast. Let's see. This is the Caribbean. Let's see. No, it's the same one. So you can't really. Yeah, they don't have it. I don't want to waste your time. So there, you'll have to do with that. Look at that. That's just incredible, this storm. Absolutely incredible. So we're going to actually go look at some of the observations and take a look and see what kind of winds. Now, on Long Island, it wasn't too bad, but out in the Maritimes here off Nantucket, it was pretty bad, and they're still dealing with some pretty strong wind gusts. Looks like 31 mile an hour wind gust over there. Let's look at the historical 3-day observations for this buoy that's off Nantucket and see how bad it got over there today. Uh, Looks like we had some gusts up to 40 gusting to 49, so that's pretty substantial. That's pretty substantial. And the waves, nearly 20 feet at times. And we're seeing a lot of swells here on Long Island, too, from this as well. At the beaches, probably some coastal beach erosion. So let's see. We got a Nantucket airport here. Well, we can look at the airports and the other thing. Let's go ahead and look at this observation. This is 440, buoy 4408. Let's take a look at the historical for this and see what this monster storm has brought to us. So wind gusts, I'm surprised it hasn't gone above 50, but it's still pretty strong sustained winds. Oh, here we go. We got to go back a little bit toward the morning. Oh, look at this now. Now it gets interesting. Okay, here you go. So take a look at this here. We have gusts to 72, 51 gusting to 60. Take a look at some of these wind observations. I'm going to pull this up, make this a little larger for you to see here. Look at some of these wind observations here from this buoy. This is like Category 1 hurricane conditions here. Category 1 hurricane conditions. Let's see those wave heights. Over 20 feet. We have nearly 30 feet here on this one. Wow. Wow. This storm is like one for the record books here. It's very intense. Very intense storm. So that's a buoy 44008, which is located about looks like 50 miles south of Nantucket. But we're going to go even further out. Let's go to this buoy here, which was even closer to the storm. 44011. And let's see if they have any wind observations here on this one. Oh, they sure do. Oh, look at this. Wow. All right, we're going to pull this on up here and show you. I mean, we had every bit of a hurricane offshore today. So, yeah. Winds gusting up to hurricane for 74 mile an hour. 54 gusting to 74. Wave heights 34 feet. That's insane. That is insane. That's a hurricane, folks. That is a hurricane. I don't care what anyone says. We had a hurricane offshore today. They want to be politically correct about it, but it looks like a hurricane. It acts like a hurricane. We had water temperatures that were pretty warm, and it had the fuel that it needed. It wasn't a complete hurricane, but it was some kind of hybrid system. So we're going to look at some observations now across the area here on Long Island and show you what we're dealing with tonight. So with 38 at the Gabreski Airport, we only got up to 44 today. So it's about average. That's actually about average, even though it felt cold. This is about normal for this time of the year. Wind gusts on Long Island weren't too bad. Like I said, we had wind gusts mainly into the 30s, which wasn't too bad. But if we go to the northeast of us and we look at some of the wind gusts, say at Nantucket, which is what we're going to look at next. And yes, they did have some scattered power outages in southeastern Massachusetts too as a result of this wind. Let's see what their winds were there. We have wind gusts. Yep. Over here, look at this. Yeah, if you go down here, you can see in Nantucket, winds were gusting 59 miles an hour here. 59 mile an hour wind gusts, 54 mile an hour wind gusts. Really impressive. That's really impressive. I wonder if they've got the Massachusetts office has. Yes, here we go. Here's the peak wind gusts. So this is going to actually list some of the peak wind gusts. And some of the snowfall. They actually got a couple inches of snow out there too. They got a little edge of the blizzard. This would have been a real blizzard had it hit. Hyannis Airport had a wind gust up to 62 miles an hour. Let's see. I'm going to see what 66 at Pocomo on Nantucket. 66 mile an hour wind gust. So wow, that's just incredible. That is just incredible. So if we look at the storm on windy.com, you'll see now it's moved away. It's now over here. But it's still every bit as strong, and this thing's probably going to slam Europe. And if we look at the wind gusts, you'll see we're still dealing with wind gusts around the center, 82 miles an hour. I mean, it's incredible. And if we back it up a little bit here, we'll back it up to this morning around 11 when the storm was closer. You can see these wind gusts were over 100 miles an hour. Well, this is what the model is saying. There could be wind gusts in some areas. They could have been 100 miles an hour with this storm. So, just an incredible storm offshore. Absolutely incredible storm offshore. I've never. I mean, we've had some strong nor'easters and coastal storms, but this is definitely one that's quite unusual because of its track, and because of the large size of it, and it's just incredible. And so let's go look at the models, and we'll take a look and see what this upcoming week is going to be like here. We're going to, again, go to the upper air here. So let's go to the upper air, 500, and we'll look at the North America view and show you how dreadful it looks here. So let's do that. North America view. Here we go. Here's the North America view. So see that big trough and that big storm. That's going to probably wind up hitting Europe at some point. But behind it, we have a ridge building, some quite warm temperatures Monday and Tuesday, and we're just going to be dealing with the ridge and zonal flow all week long. Then we have another trough coming through that may bring us some dry air and a little break maybe on Saturday, and then maybe another trough after that. And you see this huge ridge building into Alaska, but the problem is the trough goes into the west and it doesn't go into our area. We're dealing with the ridge, and therefore, and you can see this just looks like an ugly setup, folks. It really does. So let's go back to the CONUS and let's go look at the surface here and take a look and see. Now, I could have looked at the euro, I guess. All right, I will look at the euro for a minute here. So here's the euro, pretty much. There's that trough, and then we got that horrible ridge from hell that we're going to be dealing with the zonal flow all week long. And the euro doesn't even show that much of a trough on Friday. Has a much flatter look to it than the GFS. So I'll have to see what happens with that. But it's going to be a really warm week. So I hope you enjoyed today's more seasonable March weather, because the rest of this week is not going to be that way at all whatsoever. So let's go back to the GFS and let's look at the surface. We'll see what's going to be happening here on the surface. So you have this high that is over us, and it will bring us some sunshine tomorrow, but we're going to have some over-the-top cirrus. You can see that over-the-top cirrus is actually coming from this moisture over here that's going to be flowing in. So if we actually draw here, show you this over-the-top cirrus is going to go around the ridge, so it's going to probably junk up the skies tomorrow, unfortunately. And again, it's because of that zonal flow that we're dealing with, unfortunately. So but we still have fair weather tomorrow, and we're going to have fair weather on Monday too. No rain, but it's going to get warmer. And then once that high moves out, we're going to deal with lots more clouds. Still warm temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday. Another system here that may bring some snow upstate, but just chance of rain Thursday morning. That's gone. Then another system, and then maybe we got this high building for the weekend and brings us a nice day on Saturday. And then maybe another high after that. This is the GFS, of course. And then we'll have to see if we can get that high to build in. And this is, that's another fantasy storm there for it's March 21st there. So yeah, toward the end of the period, it looks like it tries to get one, but overall, it's not going to happen the way that it's been this whole winter. Let's go look at the Northeast again, and we'll look at the temperatures this week. I'm just going to look at the temperatures this week and show you how warm it's going to get, because it's going to be a warm one. So as we go into tomorrow, after a relatively cold night, probably lows in the 20s, we'll be warming right up into the low 50s, maybe mid-50s in New Jersey for tomorrow, the southwest wind. And then we see even warmer conditions on Monday, temperatures in the low 60s and possibly near 70 in New Jersey. Hopefully we'll get some relief with the southwest wind and a sea breeze. And then Tuesday, we're still dealing with some warmth. It's back down a little because we're going to have some more cloud cover. And then it backs down a little more with the front on Wednesday and Thursday, where it's a little cooler. That's more seasonable, mid-40s. And then Friday, we're seeing another system moving through. And then for Saturday, we'll have temperatures a little bit above average with mid-40s, mid-40s for Sunday. As far as the dew points go, we'll have to see if this warm wave is going to bring us any humidity. I really hope not. Let's see if that's what. I don't think it will. Yeah, we may get a little humidity, but no, not too much. I don't think humidity is going to be an issue with this. So let's go to the cloud cover, and we'll see that you'll see what I mean with the cloud cover, right? So See this storm moving out there. The problem is you get that cirrus moving in. You see the models are bringing it in, but they don't want to bring it much further south than Long Island. So maybe people in South Jersey might have a clear day. I say don't count on it. And then Monday we're going to be having lots of cirrus around, and then Tuesday plenty of clouds, chance of showers, and then we have that unsettled weather for most of the week with the mild temperatures. And then maybe we can clear it out next Saturday and have a clear day maybe. And then when the system, maybe we can have a clear day after that. But we'll have to see what happens. That's a ways off already. Things can change between now and then, as they always do on here. We will look at the NAM and see if the NAM is any better with the sky tomorrow. Like I said, I doubt it. So here you go. Here are the clouds, the cirrus over us, or mainly over Long Island. If you're in southern New Jersey, you might manage to get a clear day of it, but you're still going to be pretty warm. And for Monday, probably some scattered cirrus. The sun will be out. It's just not going to be a nice blue sky like we had this afternoon. You have that hazy, milky look with all the contrails. However, due to coronavirus, there are less planes in the sky, so that's actually good for the environment. That's actually very good. We might actually see, if we could get a lot less airplanes in the air, we may see much better skies in the future. So there you go. That's a good thing. Even though a certain demographic doesn't like it, it's too bad. I care about the environment first and foremost. So here we go. 7 a.m. Sunday. This is the windy.com. You'll see there's some scattered cirrus around here. Not a whole lot, but enough to be. And then you can see some more and then we're gonna have more. I'm not gonna go beyond that, but you'll see that we'll have the unsettled weather. So I just want to look at one other thing here, and that is if we look at the temperature, and we use this is another tool how you can look for your cirrus, by the way. If we look at humidity and then we change the altitude to the altitude that cirrus forms, it's usually around 300 HPA, 9,000 meters, you will see the humidity is rather high. And so that means that there's a lot of upper level moisture, which causes these cirrus clouds. And so if you have planes flying through, it can cause, you could see there's a lot more moisture over here, over Long Island, and less over New Jersey. But I still think the sky is going to be rather milky tomorrow, as well as Monday. So, and then if we look at the temperatures, we will look at the temperatures here. Well, we got to go back down to the surface here. That would help. You'll see tomorrow we start off. This is the Euro now, that model that we're looking at. This is the model that windy.com uses. 2 p.m. You can see Long Island we're in the 40s, and New Jersey is in the mid 50s. So it will be warmer in New Jersey. You can see Long Island will have a sea breeze to keep us cool. Monday is the day things are really going to heat up, especially for folks in New Jersey. Temperatures in the mid 60s. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 70 in Tom's River or gets close to it on Monday. But you could see Long Island, we may only be in the 50s with a nice sea breeze. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.